Welcome, buddy, to my new mountain biking related show. You can make a show too. You don't like my show? Make your own. Look, there's like already 100 mountain biking podcasts out there, but this show is going to be a spiritual, naturey subdivision off of mountain biking. It is about a topic that basically mountain biking, the foundation upon which it rests, and that is product reviews. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be sitting down with trail builders, talking to these people who go out into the woods all day and pretty much just talk to their imaginary friends. So I'm going to change it up and let them come on here and talk to you and tell you about all their experiences and builds and techniques and tips and whatever. By the way, my name is Keenan. I've been building trails for mountain bikes pretty much most of my life. And I'll just leave it at that, because something like this could easily turn into a self-jerkulatory kind of show, and I'd rather let my own experiences and ideas come out while talking to guests rather than blabber on about it right off the bat. The first guest joining me is Ollie Hindley, one of the founders behind Trailshark Shovels, as well as his other brand, FastasFuck. Ollie has a very dank style of building. By now, if you ride bikes, you've probably seen his work in some videos. I'm very grateful that he was willing to come on the show. I drove down to Whistler during Craneworks where he was working, building a pump track for the event, and he was also selling some shirts and shovels, so I'm grateful he was able to make time to do this show with me during all that. What would you say the build that defines you? If you could pick one build or project you've done, I think I know what the answer would be.
Probably my jumps on the coast, I'd say. That's kind of why I live where I live for those jumps. I did a project in the UK just recently, and we were like looking at just like trying to make stuff. Basically, just trying to hide all the fucking machine work after the machines have disappeared. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to make everything look nice, and there's just nothing really around. You just like go and get some slightly darker dirt, and just to create a bit of contrast when you're like trying to film stuff. And I was like, man, the coast is fucking insane. There's just like moss everywhere, like loads of fucking so much greenery that you can like just bring back in and like.
You got a current project you're working on right now, or?
Just finished that one with Remy. We just built like. Oh, fucking. Have you been to Coast Gravity Park?
No, not yet. I'm going to check her out in a month, I think.
True.
Is the plan.
Yeah, so like the thing.
Somehow I haven't been there yet in my entire fucking life, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Yeah, it's like, there's a trailer called Coastal Cruise. Like a fucking insane jump track, probably one of the best bike park jump tracks in the world, I'd say. And then it stops, and then you have to go down a bunch of random other shit that doesn't really link up very well, and then you get down to their bottom jump trail. So we built a jump line that goes from the end of Coastal Cruise. It still doesn't quite link into the bottom one, but it kind of takes up the middle section of the mountain, basically. It's like a corridor that Ride or Die built a trail down years ago for a video.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, maybe, if it's the same one.
Yeah, it's like pretty old. There's like a big round hip in it. Logan does like a real fucking... Goes real high on it. Then... Yeah, basically, I guess it was all kind of cleared, but it never got opened, so I don't know why it never got opened, but it didn't. And we just, like...
Went through and gave her a bit of a rebuild, basically?
It's completely rebuilt. Yeah, it's, like, completely different from how it was. But, yeah, we took, like, two machines, got, like, a big... Remy is in an 8-ton, and then just, like, bulking everything out, and then I was behind in a little, like, 3.5 with a tilt on it, kind of shaping everything up.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, fucking sick. We just managed to get, like, probably 12 features in there. With like another couple of side ones, just like a little start thing.
So it's like a film project, and then it's going to be open to public.
Yeah, basically, yeah, we did it like pretty much self-funded it because Darren Hemstreet, like guy that owns the bike park, he covered the machines. Like he owns a bunch of machines, so he sorted the machines out and paid for the fuel, and then me and Remy just paid for our own time. Basically, just going to do it as like a Trailshark project kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
That's sweet. It's sick when like a project actually gets open to public after.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be it'll be open. It's pretty gnarly compared to Coastal Cruise. There's some fucking big jumps on it, and there's no ride arounds or anything. There's like fucking big gaps in it, but I mean, it's no more gnarly than like the bike ranch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So,
That's like
yeah.
basically what I've said my whole life when people are trying to say, "Oh, it's too gnarly," and
Yeah.
just point to the bike ranch and be like, "Well, like fucking 12-year-old kids hit that shit."
Yeah, there's
so-
like literally there's nobody even there. It's like just
Yeah,
open to the
yeah.
public all the time.
I mean, I get it if it's just like a nice chill like berms, then all of a sudden you're just into some gap. Like there's something wrong with that. But if you can visually see the whole thing,
yeah, so
or at
because
least
it's
like you
fucking
know what you're getting into, like
yeah. I think it's like you're not gonna fucking go down it by accident. That's for sure.
yeah. But, I don't know. It seems like they do a good job at Coast Gravity, like covering everything, like from the blues to the gnarly stuff. Like
For sure.
they got a good program there. I mean, most bike parks do or should at this point.
Yeah.
Did you always know what design the Trailshark shovel was going to be, or was there some prototypes? Like,
So we did like I went to Europe to do some work.
yeah,
I was moving back to the UK. I lived in I was living in Canada, went to New Zealand for a winter, did a bunch of digging down there, came back to Canada, was gonna move to Wales. But I went to Austria on the way to do like a fucking 2 or 3 month trail building job, like a big commercial kind of blue trail build kind of thing. And what I used to do was take shovels. It's really hard to get hold of like a long handled shovel in the UK.
yeah,
So I always used to fly back with the ones from Canada, just like standard ones from like hardware stores and shit. I went back that time and I didn't take a shovel with me because I was so broke when I left Canada that I didn't have a shovel and I couldn't buy a new one. And then I got to my parents' house. The job got delayed. I was going to go straight to Austria, but the job got delayed by like a week. So I went to my parents' house. My dad had this fucking shovel. It's heavy as fuck. And he was just like, I bought this thing. It was a long handled shovel, but just had a straight handle on it and this massive fucking head. He was like, yeah, I tried to use it, but it's so heavy and it kind of sucks. So you can just have that if you want. I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, I cut it down because I remember years ago digging at Gorge Road in New Zealand. And the dude, Nathan Greenwood, he cuts down all his shovel heads because the atlases they use down there are super heavy. So I was like, oh, I'll just fucking do that with this one my dad had. So I made it, head like way smaller. Just like looked quite shit, but it was just like way light. I just cut off a load of metal. But it still had a straight handle on it. It felt really shit because it was like a fucking, I don't really know how to describe. Well, it's like it's just like you were super upright when you were fucking using it. Yeah, I took it to Austria just in case there was no good shovels over there because I just thought like you'd get there and it'd be like in the UK everyone uses like spades, like little short handled fucking spades, and this is like after you've used a long handle shovel, you're just like, I never want to use that again.
Yeah, I noticed like I see a lot of people in like the UK and even Europe in general using spades almost more so than I see them here.
For sure, yeah.
Like everyone here is on the flatties.
Yeah.
I used to get these like turbo long handle shovels from Princess Auto and Kamloops. I can't remember what they're called. We would just call them Ron Jeremy's because it's like full on taller than me, like 6'1.5".
Crazy
Handle, but then they kept snapping.
Yeah.
It was like shitty pine or something, and they came in like fiberglass too, and like plastic. And like I got pretty good at like not snapping it, but I'd like leave it in the room or whatever. Someone else would take it out and come back and it snapped. So that was always a piss off kind of.
Yeah.
I think like the first time I really like saw FastasFuck or like really like saw your videos was when you guys were in Whistler. I can't remember what year that was. It was like you guys ripping A-line on your old school bikes.
Probably what, like fucking
2014 maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I think the first time we did was like 2014, maybe 2015. I think 2014 no. Yeah.
When you kind of started building, or were you building before you got to Canada much? Or?
I always built BMX jumps and like a little bit of like I don't know. I was fucking shit at it, but I've always done it a little bit here and there, and obviously just kind of grew up like in the middle of nowhere, so I kind of had to build shit to ride.
Yeah, totally.
But never like really took it that seriously, and then got into riding BMX jumps like trails, and then fucking went to a few different spots, and I was like, man, this is fucking insane. But when we moved to Vancouver, I worked in a bike shop with a dude that rode BMX, and he knew this dude Luke. So there's a spot in Vancouver called Cush, used to be there. So we met via my friend JT, met the guys Luke and Dylan and Rory that build Cush, and we went there, and I was like, holy fuck, like it was a fucking insane spot. But like just kind of watched what those boys did a few times when we went there, like because they all had like the same with like long handled shovels, like the style of digging is completely different.
Yeah.
Than if you use a short handle, you're like fully just digging and then like I don't know. But when you just like scrape with a long handle shovel, you just kind of stand and scrape shit. Yeah, and then just like I don't know, just kind of. I never worked as a trail builder up until I don't know why I never tried to do it. I just worked in bike shops, and I almost didn't know that you could work as a trail builder.
Yeah. It's like a weird career to do for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's weird, like riding bike parks though, and seeing people building the trails and not thinking, oh, I could do that. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, there's lots of avenues to do it. I know like lots of builders haven't been in bike parks. Maybe they just went straight to like a contractor right off the bat. Or
Yeah,
like, I mean, yourself, you do mostly like video projects and stuff, hey? Or have you
I
done?
tried to. Yeah, so I've done like the first one of the first like trail building jobs that I got was like there's a dude Adam Billinghurst, like the guy that I'm building a pump track with now, and I like fucking was going to ride the bike park one day in like the end of the summer, and I was rolling down a hill and I bumped into him. He was on the side of the road, and I just pulled up and I was like, "What are you boys up to?" And they were like, "Oh, do you want to come and do some work?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were building a drift track line for Unreal.
Oh yeah, is that like almost out in Savinaw?
I think yeah, it's like
Cherry
by the
Creek?
Big Bar Ferry. It's like down. You go to Lillooet and you go down dirt road for like fucking
Oh,
4 hours.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
completely different
yeah,
location, but it all looks the same, kind of
yeah,
all around there.
yeah. And it's like randomly. I think in fact, it was just like literally just scraping grass off his hillside. But I met Adam from doing that, and then like obviously because I've been digging loads up to that point, I fucking missed a flight to New Zealand after that. I was like, I just messaged Adam. I was like, dude, if you have any other work, I'd fucking be stoked. And then he was going out to do something for Revel in the Chaos for Brandon, and he was like, "Yeah, you can come like literally like next week. We'll go out." And I was like, "Yeah, sick." So yeah, I just went out and then fucking met Brandon, and then yeah, just kind of got on. Yeah, like started getting paid to do trailboarding work through video projects basically,
Cool.
and then did a bunch of that kind of shit, and then started doing more commercial trailboarding work. But I don't really enjoy commercial trailboarding work, to be honest. It's just like
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, like some of it's cool, but I think just the way that I did it, I was like, go to Austria for like fucking 3 months and you stay in the middle of fucking nowhere with a bunch of people you don't know, and you're just like, sometimes some of the people are obviously fucking sick, but then I don't know, it's just like a lot of time in a.
Yeah,
It's like
probably a language barrier there too, hey?
yeah, it's a lot of it. It was mostly English people that I was working or English speaking people that I was working with. Yeah, but it's just kind of like I don't really get the creative satisfaction. Do you want me to say it doesn't really like I'm. It's like
I get what you're saying.
yeah, it's like to a point where it's like I might as well just be working construction and
Yeah,
being at home because you have to travel and be away for so long to
I
do
can
something
see
that you
that.
don't really care about, and it's like well, I pretty much just fucking I could just get a labouring job and probably earn the same amount of money.
How did that come about? How did you end up going from like building for Salmonok in BC to all of a sudden you're in Austria, dude?
So I was gonna do a bike park in the UK with there's a guy called Sean Bevan, and he has a bike park. We had a bike park called Black Mountains Cycle Centre. Crap name. They changed it to Dirt Farm. He's an insane trail builder, and he came over to Canada a few times to visit whilst we were living up in Whistler, and then he came over once we were living on the coast. He's like, would you start? He's like, we should fucking start a bike park because I think he was pretty over the one that he was doing. He's like, would you move to the UK and start a bike park potentially? I was like, yeah. And then I didn't really. I was like, well, maybe not. I was wanting to live in Canada, but my visa ran out. Kind of over it, and I was like, well, maybe we should do that fucking bike park thing. So I moved back to the UK to do that, and then to get some money to like pay for all the planning application, we ended up going to Austria to do like this because it's like pretty well paid. But like, yeah, ended up not doing the bike park just because it was so much fucking. The UK is there's so much like,
Bureaucracy.
regulations, man. Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's I think that's the one thing I haven't really done is building for videos at all. Like that, seems like so foreign to me. Like the time
yeah.
and everything
It's
like that. Like how you
it's
manage
actually like
your
a
time.
fucking. It's like the most satisfying thing, but it pays fuck all,
Yeah.
and it's so infrequent.
I
Like,
read your breakdown kind of
yeah,
that was pretty enlightening. Just like he wrote this is a book, I guess you call it,
yeah,
Tunnel Vision Volume One, where you basically you're talking about different ways to make money
yeah,
building trails and doing your art, and that was kind of a cool part reading about how you break down the costs of like what goes into a video project and how like really as a trail builder you're getting the bottom of the barrel
yeah,
and like there's so much other people involved and I
yeah.
don't know.
Yes. Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you. It's quite hard. I basically, yeah, kind of at a point with it where, like, so for years I was like, you just have to be available when people want something done. And it's like, it could be like, someone just hits you up tomorrow and be like, can you come and build for 6 weeks? And you're like,
Yeah, it's
I have
hard
a
to like
job. Like, yeah, it's like, so like for years, all I did was just like, did shitty jobs between the trail building jobs so that I could like just quit and fucking go and or I just try and find ways like living on the floor in Whistler doesn't cost very much, you know what I mean? Just like you sleep in a cupboard in your friend's house for fucking ages and then like whenever some work comes up you go and do it, but you spend so little to survive that you can just be like, I'll just live off of this money for the next 2 months and then some more work will just pop up and then I'll just go and do that. And then but as I've got older, like now I've got a fucking full family to support, and you're like, I can't do that anymore, but I want to do that. Like that's why. So I'm just trying to figure out like why was, yeah. It's like how can you get more than just the trail building? Because like I don't know. It's just like an unrealistic way to try and make money. But
Yeah. By the way, the name of the show is called Trail Building CEO Mindset, and so we're sitting down with some of the best trail builders, helping guys like earn that first 1, 2, 3 million from trail building, and just helping get those first steps. No, it's a hard industry to make money with for sure.
for sure, it's like definitely one of those ones where like you get people know that you want to do it so badly, they're just like, oh, we'll pay you fuck all, and then you'll be stoked.
Yeah,
Because there is a lot of people that will be stoked to do it, and
definitely a lot of younger guys want to do it, which is great. It's like, but yeah, you get to a point where you're like, oh, am I even making the right choices with my life? Like trying to stay in this career, and you just do it because like you love it, obviously. And like I have this like thought that it's kind of a privilege to get to do something that you really care about as a job. But then at the same time, as you get older, you're like, fuck, it would be nice to find ways to make more money doing this.
Yeah.
But like, ultimately, like if you are building to get to build as a job is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. Yeah, I think so. The way that I've kind of figured out now, well, what I'm trying to do now is like get the filming budget as well. So basically, just like bought a good camera, learn how to film, learn how to edit, or like I've kind of already knew vaguely how to do it, and then like now I'm getting a bit more dialed at it because when you get like a full video budget, you get the whole budget and you can build it and film it, and just like that's actually it's more than double the amount of the money. Do you know what I mean? It's like the trail normally it's split like 50-50 with like the builders get half, the filmers get half. But in my opinion, that's unfair because like the builders, you can literally do like a fucking 2 months of like 10-hour days just building the most insane thing. Filmers turn up 5 days and get paid the same amount. And you're like, I understand you have some expensive equipment, but like your job is easy as fuck. I think it is anyway. It's kind of like I understand that there's some people that are fucking insane at filming, but like 95% filmers are actually, in my opinion, pretty shit. Or like pretty average, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's a way easier skill to learn. I was talking to someone about this yesterday. Like learning how to make a lip that's perfect takes fucking ages because it takes so long to build one, and then it's wrong. You have to build another one. That's wrong. You have to build another one. Yeah. When fucking learn how to take a photo of film is like you could take 100 photos in like 10 minutes. I'd be like, that one was wrong, change it. That was wrong, change it. And it's just like, well, once you learn how to, it's like there's obviously a lot more people to do it. But if you're the person that can build and if you can film and build, you can go and get budgets because you basically have a production company, so you can be like, and then you not have to wait for people to ask you to do stuff. You can be like, I've got this idea, I've got this location, I've got a rider in mind, it'll cost this much, and you can put it to a brand, and then you don't have to like wait for other riders. It's always been like you're just waiting for riders to hit you up, and it's just like it could be once. It could be tomorrow, and it could be in a year. Like you just don't know.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. I always thought like filming was a lot like I've never been like a good filmer. I did it when I was like a youngster, basically. But I always thought it was kind of like building a trail. Like it's a timeline essentially. Like a trail or even a line of jumps is like it's like an experience through time, and that's essentially what a video is. Like when you're editing, you're going into like making sure little transitions between clips work, which is kind of like transitions in between jumps.
For sure.
I just thought there's some similarities, but there's one that's definitely more time consuming and labor involved. For sure.
Yeah, I think like as like the more I understand filming, the more like I could see that like it would sound like quite an arrogant thing to say, but like Remy described it quite well the other day. It's like you build the trail builders build the trail, and then the filmer builds the film. Like they film it and then they go and edit it, but like actually the editing part is fucking long as well. Oh yeah. So like sometimes I've like done like that one. I did a project with Christian Regal, and like actually the editing took me so fucking long, just because like you're just going back through it and you have to go for like just hours and hours and hours, or days, weeks of fucking staring at a computer screen. So there's obviously it's not like I'm not trying to be like disrespectful to filmers, but like there are some of them that are fucking amazing. I just worked with Rob on this thing that we just did with Remy, and I was like, I don't like when you see someone that's so good at what they're doing, you don't really understand how they do it. But then you see the results and you're like, yeah, I've got a lot to learn. But then there's some people you watch and you're like, you're just fucking toting a tripod up and down. But yeah, it's just a tough one to like try to figure out how to. Basically, that's what I want to do, and I need to. Now I have to earn so much more money because I got a fucking family to support that like I can't just. It's either like you get a full-time job driving excavators for a construction company. Yeah. And I can't be away all the time traveling for like doing those big kind of Europe jobs. So I need to try and figure out how to make more money doing it the way that I'm doing it. So that's why Trailshark just going in on Trailshark at the moment because it's like I can be at home and earn a decent amount of money just by making shovels, and then it kind of gets me between all the projects that I want to do, and then I don't have to go and do ones I don't want to do.
You know, my favorite thing about Trailshark is that you haven't tried to make a triangular toothed fucking rake. Not trying to call anyone out, but I've seen so many. Everyone's like, "Oh, make a trail building tool," and it's like a fucking the most useless rake in the world. I don't know. I think Trailshark's taken off though. Like, I mean, after using one for the first time, I was like, "Damn, this is sweet," and like everyone kind of has one, so that's kind of a sweet niche to get into for sure.
Yeah, I think it's funny, man. That's so funny you say that about like those trail tool things. It's just a fucking gimmick, isn't it? It's like someone that probably doesn't actually build very much, trying to be like, how can we sell something to trail builders? But like, I've worked all over the world with fucking so many different trail builders, and I've not once yet seen somebody using one of those fucking tools.
No.
I mean, they're fucking useless. I mean, maybe it's a different style of trail, I guess, if you're building like loamy, whatever, but like...
even that...
Yeah, I think they're fucking... like, it's just a fucking gimmick. Like, yeah, the funny thing is, like, you see all these people with that shit, and they're like, putting loads of money into trying to market it because you're trying to get people to buy a product that they don't need, basically. Whereas with Trailshark, like, I literally like put up a fucking story and then I'll sell like 100 shovels. And it takes me like a fucking month and a half to make them all, and I'm like, I don't have any time to do any more. So we literally don't have to do. That sounds like quite a fucking cocky thing to say, but it's just like it's a fucking dial tool.
It is,
and it's like I think making any other tools would be. It's not a gimmick. They're just fucking dialed shovels. And if you make some people are like, why don't you do this and why don't you do another thing? And you're like, I use a mattock, a rake, and a shovel.
Yeah.
That's it. Like a rake is dialed. The one that I have is like the mattock that I use is fucking good, and then the shovel that I have is the one that I make. And then you're like, I don't need to make my brand of rake. What's the point?
Yeah, for sure. They already do their job. I don't the shovel is like kind of gave me my love for slap packing back a little bit. Like I'm definitely gonna have to order one next run you do.
Fuck yeah.
Because I got some slap packing probably to do in the future. We'll see. I always thought they should be marketing e-bikes as a trail building tool.
Man, I've been trying to figure out how to like pitch this idea as like how it because they are fucking sick trail building tools.
Dude, like revolutionary. I was such a hater on e-bikes for like when they first came out, and then I started seeing Landmark Trailworks was I think the first guys I saw using e-bikes to get around, and then it's like you carry if you're running a digger, you can carry fuel in a matter of like minutes compared to like almost hours sometimes carrying diesel jugs in by hand to a spot. Then you got to like test something, you just run like 50 laps on the e-bike, you're packing it in as the same time you're doing that with a strip. And it's like I don't know why bike parks don't just jump on that, get a fleet of e-bikes for your crews. I mean, they're expensive, obviously, and then even brands themselves, like, it's all like, get the fucking fastest lap of your life, and like, but like, I think they'd get rid of some of the hate towards them if they're like, this is a tool that can change trail building.
Yeah, like trails are going to get better because of these fucking, I think you're right.
Call it like the trail hippopotamus chomper, like an e-bike with a fucking chainsaw in the front swinging around and like a tiller and a packer behind it. You just do one lap, just loamers everywhere.
I want to do this project on my jumps. I just want to do like a fucking massive like time lapse project, but do like build like for 5 or 6 months, and then time lapse the whole thing from like do like a fucking real nice job of it. I kind of want to try and do it self-funded, but it's so much time because it's like because those jumps, like one of those jumps probably takes like 2 months to build because it's all hand built. So like it's just like getting enough money to fucking do that is like I'd have to sell like I don't know 300 or 400 shovels, but that takes so much time to make all those shovels that actually you wouldn't have I mean, it's like I don't know. So like it would be kind of sick to get a company involved.
Okay, so the ultimate trail building tool, I guess, is like some sort of time pausing device. That's what I've always wished for. You could just like pause it and exist in this realm outside of like bills and shit and fucking stack forever. That's like the hardest thing is time, budgeting your time, especially like passion projects too.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. And like you obviously you want to do the best job possible, and it just fucking goes on forever.
Yeah, it's like a time lapse of the jumps being built essentially.
Yeah, and I've been trying to figure out how you can like.
I enjoy those little time lapses you put up, just like working on. I think like it's like vitamins for the eyes, just watching people build on trails.
Yeah, I think it's funny because like time lapses, like I've always kind of seen ones that people do, and I'm like, it's because like I think it's almost like a thing where you're like, oh, I can do a time lapse, so you do a time lapse, and like it's just way too slow, like, or not much happens basically. Like, it's like a video, but someone being like, "Whoa, I can make a video," and then they record something no one cares about. When like some time lapses are sick, but a lot of the time it's like the content of what's happening in the time lapse isn't actually that interesting.
Yeah.
But like if you do like a week's work and you compress it into fucking 30 seconds, that's interesting as fuck. But if you do like half an hour's work and you compress it into 30 seconds,
Yeah, it's like a couple leaves are raked off and stuff like that. Totally.
It's definitely something I've been trying to experiment with and learn about, but like again, just takes fucking ages because like to time lapse a jump, you have to build a jump, and it takes 6 weeks to fucking build it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, when are you gonna have an opportunity to just spend 6 weeks building a jump? Like at this point in life, where it's like I fucking work like 7 days a week, fucking 10 hours a day, like doing multiple different things, and it's just like, yeah. So it'd be interesting to basically trying to figure out how to pitch it to a bike brand in a way that, because like it's obviously something to do with biking, but it's not like a bike advert. It's like a trailbuilding video.
Yeah.
But if you could some way incorporate an e-bike as a tool for trailbuilding, then all of a sudden there's like value for a brand to put money in, basically. Because I use it fucking every day to get up to the jumps. So
I had this kind of idea, and don't any of you fuckers steal it, but you can if you want to. I probably won't do it. If you were to like approach a brand, and it would probably be pretty costly, but it was like you are going to build a free trail or a free jump line for a community. The brand can put their logo and name on it, but you film like a behind the scenes video behind it. And then it's kind of like a film project about building the trails.
Yeah.
But then even then, like the cost of a trail, like it'd probably have to be pretty short for any brand to want to throw their money at it. But I'm seeing like a little bit more, like they're starting to like Specialized has the soil searching program if they're still doing that. Like there's a little bit of trail building kind of stuff going on. But it's definitely harder as like a lot of it's more community based, and like it's harder when it's like passion projects for sure, or on the gnarly end stuff that like all your green and blue riders aren't going to be riding.
Yeah, you ever watched Big Timber on Netflix? It's like a logging show.
Oh no,
it's like a reality TV show.
Probably seen clips of it for sure, but yeah.
They remember talking about trying to do something like that, but with trailboarding. So you just basically like the only problem is, because I was talking to JP about it as well recently. It's like we tried to do a little bit of one on the most recent project I did with him, but it's like you're digging already. Like so, then as soon as there's only a couple of you and you're like trying to get shit done as fast as you can, you're already working fucking 10 or 12 hour days.
Yeah, that's just it.
And then you're like, well, you need another person there with a camera to film you digging all the time, and it's just that's just more budget.
Yeah, totally. And it's taking time away from your build. Like,
yeah.
I think to like really do a good job at building, like you need to be going fucking hard the entire time you're doing it. Like it's you see the finished product and everyone's like, oh, that's sweet. Like some guys like whatever, they care so much about the finished product, which is important, but like the other side of it is efficiency, and that's not really like maybe talked about so much. Like it was kind of a wake up call for me. It was efficiency because like when I was younger, I thought I was just so sick building and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, this is actually taking a long time. And you start to put deadlines on things and you're like, oh, I'm not making it to like this certain point by this day. Why is it? And then, you meet like a mentor or something that all of a sudden they show you some trick and it just like doubles your speed that you're able to do things. And now I'm almost like, as far as like just building like trails, like resort trails, or like I'm starting to find the most efficient way to build it is probably going to be the best way to build it too, like in terms of how it rides. Not so much obviously with like totally pimpifying the edges and like rock work like you would do on a personal project or something like that, but efficiency is probably the other side of it too. So I guess if you were to have like a film crew reality TV show out there with you, they might not be super caught up on that end. It'd be funny because the other thing is like a lot of like trail builders are weirdos, man. Like it makes some good television.
You like spend all the time in the woods by yourself. You don't really want someone out there with a fucking camera watching you the whole time.
Yeah, totally. It's always weird when like you're out digging in the woods and someone just rolls up that has no idea what you're doing. Like it's so foreign to them.
It's also not very much really happens, especially when you're building shit by hand. It's like it takes fucking forever for anything to happen. So whenever filmers do come out, they're like, we'll get a bit of digging footage. They hang out for fucking 20 minutes and they're like, there's nothing. They film like every weird angle of every shot.
What's the storyline going here? Where's the drama?
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to build this landing. It's going to take me fucking 3 weeks to stack it. So, I mean, you can't really do any filming now. It's just like, I guess like you would have to like think a bit more through, but it would be pretty sick content, I think, if you did it properly. Like that's kind of the example with Big Timber is like, in theory, it's boring as fuck. It's just like dudes dragging like logs out of a clear cut. but they filmed it and put the story together in a way where it's actually like really fucking interesting. And it's kind of cool to get an insight into how they do it, because they're like but like I think there's definitely something there. And with like more kind of long form, it's like the shit that does well on YouTube is like kind of 12 to 15 minute videos. To do that, you don't want to be fucking making vlogs and like doing boring, like just like lame shit, but like, so you have to like think, how the fuck can you regularly make like a 12 to 15 minute video and like make it interesting? Is like,
totally.
Yeah.
Seen like a couple guys do it. I'm not like, I don't really follow people too much on YouTube, but like Mark Matthews, I like.
True.
He's got a couple I've watched. He does a pretty good job of it. Like, but like, yeah, that'd be difficult. I think like the reality TV show thing could work like contracting wise, just like from the 2 years that I was doing that with the crew. Like I was working with some fucking beauties, like hilarious dudes, and just like the concept of rolling up to some town you might have not even been in before, and you have like 2 weeks to get a trail built. Like I could see that being like where the reality TV is, but hand digging out in the woods for sure. It takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
So you're, what would you say, more hand built or digger building these days? Or?
Mixture. I like just done 2 fucking massive digger built projects. I think like a bit of both. I personally fucking love building shit by hand.
Yeah, same.
I just like, I don't know why. I was actually thinking about shit earlier on today. I don't know if I really enjoy the process of doing it. It's like that type 2 fun kind of shit. Like you enjoy it after.
You feel like a beast though after you've stacked like a huge landing by hand.
So like those jumps, like my jumps on the coast, the first time I built those was for a Brandon video. It was like 5.5 months just by myself digging through the winter on the coast. And then I've since then I've probably spent about the same amount of time doing it, even like putting just my own time into it basically. Yeah, it's like at a time when it's like the middle of fucking February and it's freezing and it's pissing down of rain and it's like you're on your own in the dark, misty fucking it's just like, this fucking sucks. But then afterwards you're like, that was fucking sick, because you've made like the fucking coolest thing. And I just don't really get it with diggers. Like obviously I understand that diggers are way more efficient and like
it can be, sometimes it can't be, depending who's doing it too, especially. For sure you can make a mess real quick.
For sure. But there's like, I think like that Remy project we just did is like, if you try to build that by hand, you would literally be there for like fucking 3 years. Like some of the landings are just so fucking big. You have to be like way more, like if you have the right landscape, hand building is sick for, I mean, I'm literally just talking about big jumps. So
I mean, that's like, it's like a spiritual thing sometimes when you're just solo hand digging stuff.
For sure. So like your jumps, that's like the perfect landscape for hand building jumps.
Yeah.
I remember going into those woods and I was like, what the fuck? This is insane. Like,
that was basically our first thought. So that spot, I think 2015 we started it. It was me and my buddy Corey. And it's funny they actually work how they do, because we started with like the step down, and it was just a dirt jump over a stump at the time. It wasn't wood. And then we like built that, didn't even hit it because there's like nothing into it. There's a step up before it.
Yeah.
And then we like skipped the skip over jump to that trick jump at the end and like built that. And like by the time we finished it somehow all worked speed wise. Like we were still learning at the time too when we started that. Like that spot's been around for 10 years now, I guess.
Crazy.
But like in that time I've moved away for like 7 years and stuff like that. So we built it a little bit, and some like youngsters kind of went in and touched it up, and then I moved back there for a couple of years and gave it another bit of love, and now I've moved away all summer again.
True.
So it's kind of just been like this spot in my life.
Yeah, it's funny the amount of people that fucking hit me up to. Sorry, how's your beer doing? I'm just gonna grab it. What were we talking about before? Your spot.
Something about jumps and excavators or something.
I think with excavators, like they're sick, and like JP, the dude that I do Trailshark with, fucking loves them. Like he's just like, and same as Remy, they're both actually really fucking dialed in. It's fucking pretty insane watching. You know when you watch someone that's really fucking good at it, and you're like, holy shit, that's Because I'm just like, I'm fucking competent, but like definitely. I'm not trying to be a fucking machine operator, basically. I just like, I like digging stuff, and then like, but I think those boys just fucking love operating machines.
I know a few guys that got into hose, and then kind of they're like, it's not for me. I'll just keep going by hand.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I love it. I've been like running snowcats for a good chunk of my life, so getting into an excavator is kind of also, I think I wanted to do that before the snowcat thing. But you got to have a mix of both. I think if you can't get into an excavator if you've never dug by hand. Like, fuck that.
No, sorry, this is funny. I fucking thought when I was younger, I thought that I never really. Yeah, you're completely right. It's like I was like, you would get like a machine operator, and I was like, well, you can't just be a machine operator and be good at building trails. Like, it's just another tool, isn't it? So
Yeah,
like a digger
100%.
Yeah, it's just like having a shovel and be like, I can use a shovel. It's like, yeah, but you can't build a trail.
The worst thing you could do is, I think, is build a trail a certain way because you're in a machine. Like, just build the same trail you would build if you're building by hand, just 100 times more efficient.
Yeah, so I think like there's something about the way that I build by hand where I just fucking move around all the time. Because I just get like kind of bored. Like, of being in one spot. Like if you're just throwing dirt from one place to another for 3 hours, I'm just going to go over there and do it from a different. It's like the process of building a jump by hand is quite different from the process of building a jump in a machine. And I think there's something about like the almost like linear aspect of building in a machine that I just don't really like that much because you have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because you have to take the machine through. It's almost like everything is compromised by the fact there's a machine there, but the fact there is a machine there makes it like way faster. But like if you're doing it by hand, you just kind of fuck around and go over there for a bit and go over there for a bit and stack this side and stack that side, but you can separate all the materials and like make a pile of rocks. And whereas with a machine, it's just like it's like fucking make a huge pile that make it kind of look pretty nice. And then I did. So I just done a project in the UK with JP for Paley. So we did like a video project, like Giant. Got a budget from Giant. It's actually the first one where we've got from a brand just a full budget to build and film a fucking thing, which is kind of what we've been trying to do for years. And it was. Do you know who Dan Paley is?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, fucking insane BMX rider, mountain bike rider as well, but like originally a BMX rider. And it's all like kind of street style features. He's like kind of gone through the woods on Rat's property and been like, I want to use this tree, I want to use this lump, and then we'll put like a thing. And it's all kind of like trick specific features. And we had a little, I think it's like a 3.5 ton with a fucking full tilt rotator thing on it. And so JP was in the machine, but he was doing it like it all looked completely hand built because he was like, there's loads of really flat rock there. It's like fucking sick for rock stacks. And he'd be like getting out of the machine and like stacking the rocks around the edges and like kind of filling with the machine. It's like almost like machine assisted hand building basically.
Yeah, some of that shit he built. I'm like, how? How did that even form like that?
Yeah, he's
all the rock works. Who do you think? What are some of your inspirations and like mentors maybe coming up through? Like you mentioned the guys at Cush Trails.
Yeah, those guys are fucking huge influence to me.
It's like trail building is such like a fuck around and find out kind of thing. Like
for sure,
you go out and start doing it on your own maybe, but like the way to learn is you find other guys doing it that are really good and you find as many different ones of them as you possibly can and learn a little bit from everyone, and you start to realize people might contradict each other.
Yeah, it's also different everywhere you go because all the dirt's always different. So everyone has I think first set of BMX jumps, like so the first like proper set of BMX jumps I saw was this dude Alex Boyd. He had a spot near Bristol kind of somewhere. I was like, what the fuck, this is insane. I never really dug with him, but I just like remember I was like seeing those jumps. I was like, because you know when you grow up mountain biking, you just like ride stuff and there's like a jump here and there and it's like kind of all quite messy because actually, whatever. When you go to BMX jumps for the first time, it's like, holy fuck, I didn't even know. It's like kind of before videos on the internet almost, so you didn't even know that shit existed. And then I think like going to Cush, and then I think there's like I guess Nathan Greenwood, dude in New Zealand. I worked for him briefly, like kind of a funny story. I used to be a bike mechanic like years ago. I moved to Canada, worked in bike shops, and I moved down to Queenstown for a summer. I went to Gorge Road every day for like the first week or so that I was there, and I started like digging a little bit with Nave just because I wanted to fucking ride the jumps. And I told him that I took my CV to a bunch of different bike shops. There's like 2 or 3 bike shops in Queenstown basically, and I got an interview at all of them. I had like quite a good CV as a bike mechanic, so I was like, I'll probably get a job in whichever one I want. And then 2 people offered me a job, and I was going to go for a trial day at one shop, and they didn't like the people that owned the bike shop, and he kind of hooked me up with an interview with the other bike shop that he wanted me to work at. And but I was just fucking broke. He's like, don't do that trial day. He's like, you come and dig with me for a few days, and then you can have some money, and then you can go and work at his other bike shop, basically, because he fucking didn't like the guys that owned the other bike shop, basically. So I think he just didn't want me working there, which is kind of sick. He's like fucking one of the original, like, fucking sickest builders of all time, I think. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he fucking built Gorge Road,
Fuck,
basically.
what was his name again, sorry?
Nathan Greenwood.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like fucking Kiwi trail building
Yeah,
legend.
that's like a classic spot, Gorge Road, New
Yeah.
Zealand. Just like palm trees or whatever, ferns. I don't know
Yeah.
what they are, but in between all the just perfectly sculpted jumps. I've never been,
Yeah.
but it's like one of those spots where you see it. Like there's like all these classic spots, basically.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. The work of art. Like how you'd fucking fit that much shit. Like the drainage, you can't even see the drainage, but it just drains perfectly. The whole fucking thing. You're like, how the fuck have you done this?
Yeah, it's wild how they almost like deleted that place to build like a pipe storage facility
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. I'd say like him and then Adam Billinghurst. Again, like another like fucking, he'd built like, do you know who Adam Billinghurst is? He built all the shit for Anthill for quite a long time. Like he's just like, kind of probably one of the first like video project trail builder people. He's like the first person I met that I was like, oh, you can actually, this is a job. You can build stuff for videos as a job. Like, what the fuck? Like, he had a pretty insane setup. Just for like a couple of the Anthill films, he like was the trail builder guy that just did all the fucking builds for every video project. And I was like, well, holy shit. He used to live in Whistler, like 3 or 4 doors down the road from where I lived. And like, yeah, he just fucking kind of took me under his wing a little bit. So like him, and then, I don't know, nowadays, like Remy, JP,
Yeah.
kind of those boys really. I think like, yeah, I look at like a lot of BMX, pretty much all influence comes from like BMX trails.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I see it for sure.
It's just like, I think just the way that they build versus the way that mountain biking, because they just have like a very small spot and they just go back to the same spot every time and they just continue to make, because a jump takes so fucking long to build.
Yeah.
The whole spot just like has a character, whereas mountain bike building is so spread out because it's like you have to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
That like people almost more just like kind of build more new stuff. You don't even really see so much of it, and like, but yeah, they're
flash through it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Whereas like the BMX jumps, you're chilling.
Just
Like,
around
you're hanging
it,
out.
yeah.
So you look at it.
But our spots, like, it's cool to see, like, your spot's fucking cool to see, like, it feels like a BMX spot.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely took a lot of inspiration from your spot. And then there's another spot in 100 Mile that got torn down, unfortunately. My buddy Dalton Anderson and some of his friends built that one. And they would always have like a spring and a fall jam and like invite a lot of the dudes like just around BC. And it was like, it was just crazy. Like this dirt jump spot these guys had made above their park.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really much to ride in 100 Mile at the time. So like, I just was like, I just want to do this like where I was at. I'm not going to just directly say where my jump spot is.
Yeah.
But so that's where we took the inspiration from a little bit. And then the 100 Mile spot got torn down by the city there for no fucking reason. Kind of bummer.
Fuck, that sucks. Yeah, there's not that many, like, it's just not part of mountain bike culture almost. But I think it's obviously becoming more like it. But it just takes so fucking long to build them because they have to be so much bigger than BMX jumps.
Totally.
Obviously, there are some fucking insanely big BMX jumps some places, but like, yeah, you just have to find like the perfect setup.
Yeah,
ground-wise,
and then like
work
bikes
like,
keep fucking changing.
For sure.
So that's probably a good thing to get into because like, are you still like you guys were rocking the sickest fucking rigs in those videos, like the 24 in the back?
Yeah, I just got a status that Remy gave me.
Oh, okay.
But that's 24 on the back, 26 on the front.
Nice.
It's like way more. So like, those old bikes we had before, like set up for riding Whistler, basically.
Yeah.
It's like soft as fuck, just like good for like really grippy for. Heavy as fuck, like really, but like just strong. Like you're never gonna fucking break them because they're just doing bike park laps all day. And like it was like a bike park bike. And for quite a few years after I moved out, I left Whistler and went to the coast, and I was just riding my jumps. I was still riding that bike, but I was like, it got to the point where I was like, this isn't the best bike for this spot anymore. Like it's like almost felt a bit gimmicky. It wasn't. It was just like that was my bike and that's what I ride. But like I was like, this could be so much more dialed for what I'm doing now.
The bike was like, it was an Iron Horse Sunday 24 in the back, I think, and like moto bars. Pretty sick. Like fuck, I got a big hit still with a 24, and I like to that thing excels on like blue flow trails. Like, its jumps feel like so much more fun than they actually are. But,
it's sick because it's really short at the back, that bike, but yeah, it was a fucking tank. But I got a crack in it. Remy found a crack under the fucking. Like under the head tube.
Oh, bummer.
And he gave me a common sub. I didn't really like it. Like one of those furious things.
Okay.
Just such a big change. The back end's so fucking long on it. Like I just could never get on with it. Like my jumps are quite steep. Like all the lips are just like so like riding. It's just basically nobody really makes a bike for riding those kind of jumps.
No, not really.
It's like slope bikes, but like not it's definitely a bit too gnarly for slow bikes, really, just because like the amount of you're going down the side of a fucking mountain. It's not like a slope course, so you're in tight trees, losing a lot, like going fucking fast. So like one break on a fucking basically a hardtail would be fucking terrifying. Like I'm sure you could do it, but like yeah, now I got a status and it feels I've only ridden it once so far, but it feels like the bike that I've been waiting for. It's like
Nice.
shorter travel, single crown fork, 24-inch back wheel, high rise handlebar, chainless. That's like kind of a big slope bike almost, like a long travel slope bike. It feels like
It is like the big bike dirt jumps. Like I grew up riding bike ranch, and we were always like on downhill bikes, and like so the park was kind of just it was made for downhill bikes, and enduro bikes weren't even really a thing when that place got first built. So like I go there now with my downhill bike and try to get through the dirt jumps, and I have a hard time. I think that's my own error, not the park or anything like that. But like, yeah, it is like so. What did he call it in this book? BHT.
DHT. It's like Remy's. It's downhill. It's basically downhill trails. So yeah, BMX trails inspired downhill bike jumps. There's not very many people doing it, but
I mean, there's obviously like the Fest series, like the really big high speed jumps, but like they're not like the like BMX kind of tight radius.
It seems like it's almost more like motocross inspired. Or maybe it's just like mountain bike inspired. But like, I think for what most people will do, that is definitely a better style of jump for mountain bikes.
Totally. And it's situational too, like on a flow trail now. Like I used to try to chuck in like the steep trick jumps, and like I think it's still sick to have like a trick jump on a jump trail, but like now I'm like, I watched two of my buddies collide midair because like you start stacking up if you're really close to each other.
Yeah, it's like somebody pulls back and somebody just goes forward, and you're like, oh, there you go, you're gonna hit each other.
So
it's almost like one
situational a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Like one steep jump and a bunch of mellow jumps is like doesn't flow that nicely, but when you've got like steep jumps like back to back, you almost you just ride it in a different way. It's way more like jumping a BMX. So when you jump a BMX, you like go up then down, up. You know what I mean? Whereas when you jump in a mountain bike, a lot of time you're kind of like going forward a lot, which kind of works. I don't know. Yeah, fun. It's fucking weird. It's a weird style of riding, but I like it.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sure there's like fucking people out there probably that you guy I'm talking about that's like those fucking idiots.
For sure, yeah.
But like that's when you have like trains full of people. It's different when you have a spot like the jump spot you guys saw there. Like that's probably the steepest slips I would go, like the tightest radius I would go. That's probably just because it's my own limitation as a rider.
I think the more I build, the less steepness that I like. I think it's good to have a steep lip, but it needs to be really long. It take a long time to get to the steep part, otherwise it just feels like shit. It's like actually the more mellow a lip is, you just need to build way taller lips so they can be mellow and steep. No, yeah, kind of, because it's mellow, but it gets to a steep point, it just takes fucking ages to get to the top. It's way more predictable. Yeah, when you have steep jumps, you just get bucked a lot.
Yeah, totally. Especially if they're in like the wrong place too.
Yeah,
and it's just like relative too to like whatever's going on around it. Like that, you could put the same jump lip in two different places, and like obviously your speed's different, but your approach angle is different. Like that's what I love about trail building so much too, is because it's not a flat work site. Like terrain is always going to be so different that like it's hard to build the same thing twice.
For sure.
Unless I guess you are doing that machine style where you cut a fucking road down and just like.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with like pump track building. Like they literally go for like asphalt pump tracks, fucking Velo Solutions kind of shit. It's like you're going to like a flat, open area and just like building I don't even really understand. That's kind of completely out of my.
Yeah, I've never done a pump track.
Yeah.
I think I've kind of been avoiding it. I'm not really a fan of them so much.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not good enough at them, but like.
Yeah, they're okay. I mean, I've done a couple. Well, I've done the fucking Crankworks ones with Adam, and he fucking loves it, and he does a really fucking good job of it. So, I just make them look nice, to be honest. I don't really have any creative input on it. And then I've done a couple of asphalt ones in the UK, maybe one, but again, just fucking drove a whacker plate around for a little bit. Like, didn't really do it much. But I think, like you're saying, like when you're building trails in the woods and the landscape's changing everywhere, it's like you're just trying to find the coolest way through the landscape. And I think it's always different because the trees are in different places and the ground's in different places and the fucking dirt's different, and you want the trail to have like a different characteristic. I fucking love that shit so much.
The tree spacing is huge. like the spot to build a landing for sure. Like in between when like trees are so tight. Like when I first moved out to Revelstoke, I just wanted a jump spot so bad. I was like looking all over the place to build some dirt jumps.
Yeah.
And like it's such a dense forest.
Really?
Like I could not find a spot, and I still haven't. I actually gave up on the whole idea of building jumps there outside of like work, I guess, in a resort.
That's interesting to know. I remember like being there and being like, I bet you could build some fucking crazy jumps in these woods. But I didn't,
There probably is
go
a spot,
into the woods at all. But you're just like, you're sat in the bottom of the valley and it's just like mountains of woods all around. And it's like, surely there's somewhere. But like, if you've fucking probably spent a lot more time there than I have, and you're probably like,
maybe I'm just like trying to look too much for like the Kamloops style there. Somewhere
that spot you have
not.
is like fucking unbelievable. I was like, what the fuck? Like you could build in there for years and years and years and years every day. And
I know.
You just keep going.
It is a good spot for sure. Just like the landscape in there. There's like one of our buddies, older buddy, was actually living there for a bit, I think.
Really?
He started building a cabin there.
Sick.
One of my old roommates. He's like in his 50s too.
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
I like how close it is to the road. Something quite like BMX trails spot about like being that close to the road. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can hear the cars. It's like you're that far out into the middle of nowhere, but you can still hear the cars.
It's like one of the things, like it's sweet, but at the same time, if I was to like do it again, I probably wouldn't put it right beside a road.
For sure.
A little like sketch maybe.
No, it's nowhere near a road. It's like actually miles away from the road.
Yeah. The Penticton Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like got like those natural humps. Like what's that? Like I haven't been to your spot. Is that like kind of got that same terrain, or is it a little more like linear terrain where you're stacking more?
It's in a gully. So like I built a trail. One year I never stayed in Whistler for a winter. So I like did 5 summers in Whistler, and every winter I'd leave because I don't really like the snow. I just wanted to keep riding basically. So I'd either I went to New Zealand, I'd go to Wales, or I had a 2-year work visa, and I was like, well, I'm going to stay in Canada. And I would go over to Brandon's to do work in the yard every like spring and fall kind of thing. Like tarp up and untarp it and like get the yard running, that kind of shit. And like one year it got to like late November and it snowed in Whistler, and I was like, fuck this. So I just hit up Brandon. I was like, have you got any work? And I went over there and just like kind of tarped up the yard. And then I was there, he wasn't around, and I was like, I wonder if I could just fucking stay here for the winter, because he's got an indoor skate park in his fucking backyard. And the bike park's open every weekend, and I was like, there was like a random rental contract on his table. It wasn't for me or anybody else in the house. It was just like, I think he has like another house somewhere, and he was probably, I don't know what the fuck was going on anyway. And I just saw it, and I was like, oh, maybe I could just rent a room here. So I hit him up, and I was like, can I just stay here for the winter? I need to get a job. But then he was like, yeah, if you want. And he was like, he's like, if you're keen to build a trail, I want one that starts like above his house. There's all the logging roads, but there's like his road doesn't link to the logging roads. It's like you have to go up this little quad track kind of thing, and he's like, if you could build a trail from there to there. And I walked up it, and I was like, fucking hell, this is like a lot of work to build a trail from there to there. And then I spent the whole winter there, just fucking built a trail. And then I found next to it there's this fucking insane gully. And the next year after, went back to Whistler for a summer, moved back to the coast, but like fully moved back with a few of my friends. And I was like, we should build some jumps in this gully, because it's like fucking perfect terrain for like building a set of big mountain bike jumps. And then a few weeks later, Brandon hit me up and he was like, do you want to build some jumps? And I was like, I know the exact spot.
I fucking love gullies, man.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's like, it's similar kind of, it's like not as, it literally jumps into the gully, jumps out of the gully, turns around, jumps into the gully, you know what I mean? Like goes back and forth through the gully. Whereas I know like yours is like, all those lumps are like in a row, so you can kind of go
it worked out. Before that spot, like I think we built that line like 2 years before I moved away, but I lived there for quite a while, and we like went through a couple different spots before that. One was like this gravel pit where we like made a big step down and tried to build a trick booter, and like people would like take their guns shooting there, so there's like skeets all over the ground. Smashed up, and like the lip would be shot, and then the motos would come through and start fucking hitting it. And even then, like this pit would just keep eroding down on the lip, and it just like, we tried so hard for a spot that just was not working, and we ended up hauling that lip out down to the lake and built like a lake jump
So
out of it. You guys saw that one while you were
I did
there?
see it, yeah. Yeah, you could, like, we went to like a dock and we could see it over in the distance somewhere.
Like jumps are sweet. It's like you're biking but you're swimming at the same time.
Yeah, I've
If
never
it's
done
like
one.
way too hot.
Yeah.
Hurts if you like don't land perfectly.
Yeah, but
I
if you
guess.
jump off your bike, it probably could land on your
Yeah,
bike.
you want to land on your bike. If
Yeah.
you jump off your bike, you're like hitting water really hard. If your bike lands on you, it kind of sucks. But your bike breaks the surface tension of the water, so it's
True.
actually like softer than a foam pit.
Yeah.
Maybe we talk more technically, I guess, like stacking those jumps. You're saying you don't fuck with wheelbarrows too much or buckets.
Yeah, try not to. Yeah, just from fucking, that was from Kush. Just like when, yeah, like just watched Luke, the dude Luke, is like he was like the main guy there, and him and Dylan. But Luke, he basically said to me one day, he was, we were there and we were digging, and I was like, do you have a wheelbarrow? Because we were trying to like, that everything, we had a spot in Bristol, and we would like, there was some old jumps marked like fucking, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters over there, and we would dig the dirt from those jumps, put it in a wheelbarrow and take it over to where one of our jumps and start pouring out. And then we would dig out, this is fucking dumb as fuck, we would like dig out the compressions between the jumps and just chuck the dirt onto the sides. It was all this kind of rocky dirt, and we just wanted to build out of clay because that's what we thought you had to do. And then, yeah, Doug with Luke, and we were like, have you got a wheelbarrow? And he's like, no, if you have to use a wheelbarrow, you're moving the dirt too far. And I was like, well, what do you do then? And he was just like, you just scrape and chuck. Like, you just get the dirt, throw it over there. I was like, all right. And then since then, that's kind of just how I've done it. Obviously, it depends on your dirt and the spot.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like,
if it's within reach, that's a lot easier than dig holes.
I definitely have some things at like my jumps where on top of the ridges, so it's because it's in a gully, in the bottom of the gully, the dirt's really deep. You can dig down like 6 or 7 foot without hitting bedrock. But on the top of the gully, because it's like a ridge,
yeah, that's really
actually you
rock
can
was
only
always
get
gonna
like
be.
2 foot down, and then it's just like fucking sheet bedrock, so you can't go any further down. So there's certain landings where like you can't. All the dirt's been dug in throwing distance of the landing, so then you're like, well, you have to double throw or wheelbarrow,
expand the
or
line.
it's like you're just like, well, so in that kind of situation, like obviously wheelbarrow is useful as fuck, but like, yeah, I don't know, it's just like a kind of a thing where like you're saying about efficiency, like moving dirt twice takes twice as long.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, so
For
like
sure.
if you can just like most of the time you can probably get all the dirt you need within throwing distance. Also pretty good at throwing dirt, so I can throw it pretty fucking far. But like I've definitely like almost every situation there's enough dirt around that you can get it build whatever you want.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Until like I guess you're trying to build a jump on some bedrock for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But like if you're just out building for like your own passion or whatever, you're probably not going to try to build a jump somewhere where it's not supposed to be like that. It definitely took. I wish I figured that out about the high points being the rockiest real soon. Like that spot, if you look at it, we were digging like dirt pits for some reason on the high points too, when like all the good dirt was down at the bottom there, and we didn't even know it. And
yeah, it's all just washed down, hasn't it, over the years? And it's all sat in the bottom of the,
I was like always like kind of understood what you're talking about, like how you can dig it. I always would do it from like the bottom of the lip or bottom, like the flat bottom, and dig it down. As long as you're on a slope, like you can kind of dig down into the ground and it's gonna drain or whatever. But like never really from the side so much, or like even behind. Like I always didn't like it when like the classic jump with the big pit dug in the middle of the fucking landing.
Yeah, it's funny actually going back to I built my jumps. The first time I built them was for Brandon. I spent a whole winter on it, and then left the coast for fucking 2 or 3 years. Went dug in a bunch of different places, met a bunch of people, learned a bunch of shit. Went back there, and I was like, man, these jumps are fucking gross. Because like all of the big cutaways, you just like cut away the hillside, don't care about like how it all looks. There's still a couple of jumps there that look like that, and it's just like when I was younger, I was like proud of how deep the cut was. I was like, man, I was like a fucking 6 foot cut away. And you could just like, but actually now I look at it like that looks fucking disgusting. Yeah, the classic jump with the pit in the middle. I mean, well, it's just like one of those things, and it's like when you spend so much fucking time now, you want it to look nice. It's just like I think it's mostly to do with like taking photographs of shit and filming shit. It's like, yes, it's funny, like Instagram, the way that I've kind of built, like got a following with FastasFuck is through trail building content mostly.
Yeah.
So I was like, spent quite a lot of time like trying to figure out how to, because There was a period of time. It's not so much anymore. I feel like because photos don't do that well on Instagram anymore. It's like all kind of video content now.
Yeah.
But like there was a couple of years where like trail building photographs just like got like fuckloads of interactions. Like when that King of Spades dude was doing a lot of his shit, and like, yeah, basically it was just like, how can I do it better than anybody else? And it was all about like, yeah, just like renaturing shit basically, so you can get like, it looks sick when there's like a bunch of contrast between the jump and the stuff around it. And then I think like kind of, it's funny like Instagram, basically like the way that like Instagram influenced the way that I've ended up building. Because because you're trying to like, because I can monetize it, because I sell clothes and now shovels, actually it's like the better you can make it look, the more shit you're going to sell, so the more money you can make, so the more time you can spend doing it. Because it like, that's how you monetize it basically. Well, that's how I've figured out how to monetize it. So yeah,
you like gotta promote yourself as a digger too if you want to like make a career out of it too.
for sure.
So obviously the better your shit looks, like
Yeah,
the worst thing is when a forest just looks fucked after, because it just gives like a bad name to trail building in general if it looks like a work site, or like tsunami went through the forest after. So
yeah, I had a little like a BMX spot in Wales that I did. It was like on my parents' land. Me and Alex, my wife, lived there for like a couple of years, like during COVID kind of time, and we had like the BMX, the jumps were like our garden basically. So like all the fucking in between bits, like where there was like a dead patch space, just like ground. Then we'd like build like flower beds and in between it. So it's like we'd grow a bunch of vegetables in it. And I was like, this is fucking sick. Where like it just adds, when you take photos of it and when you film it, it just looks fucking insane, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, that whole thing of like just having one spot and then just trying to make it as fucking sick as possible.
totally.
Rather than like, yeah, because you just like, the space is limited, so you're still going to do stuff. It's like you're not going to stop digging once the jumps are done. So what are you going to do now? Just like, well, build some fucking, make it look even cooler. Like,
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also like nothing worse than like the classic kid move of like half finishing a line and then be like, oh, I could also start one over there and fucking
Yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that in the past, and I feel like now I've kind of caught up on the things where I'm like, okay, actually finish it. And now like as I get older, I'm like, I want to finish one thing before I ever start on another now.
Yeah. But I think it's sick at your spot how you've got that like more chill line that kind of wiggles through. Like, I mean, it kind of goes stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I built that for my fiance.
True.
Because I would always go there to jump, and like you bring like people bring their girlfriends and stuff like that. And they have nothing to do. Then the other thing is like jumping into a big line now. Like I'm like, oh, I'm always scared at the top of it. It's nice to have something to warm up on, and I actually like get a lot of satisfaction out of like building blue stuff now.
Yeah.
But if you can build it really fucking good. So
that little line, I fucking rode that a bunch of times before I rode the jumps. I was like, this is a thing. Like at my spot, there is no warm up, and the start stuff is harder. The start is like the hardest shit. It's like the first jump is scary as fuck. It's not huge, but it's just like a little. You jump in, and it's like a little dish, and you jump straight back out, and then straight into it. It's just like fucking scary for me. Even like every time I go out there, I'm like, okay,
that's kind of sick in its own way too.
For sure.
Like, okay, I got to commit now. I'm here.
Yeah, but the problem is, nobody fucking rides my jumps with me, apart from Brandon and Remy when he's in town.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's basically it. There was, like, this dude, Luciano, who lived on the coast for a long time, and he's left now. And he was basically the only other person that rides with me. And, like, anytime anybody else that lives on the coast comes up there, they're just like, just nobody wants to. So, but it kind of sucks when you, like, spend all fucking winter digging, making everything dialed, and then, like, you get to the spring, it's, like, perfect riding weather, like, the dirt's fucking dialed, the jumps are all dialed, and then you're like, I just ride on my own. Or like, because I guess like kind of wait until Brandon's around, and like he's just never there in the winter, which is when they're dialed, and then he'll be there like on and off when he's like there, but he's there for like 4 days and he'll disappear for a week, and so it's like hard to line up sessions basically, which is so. But if there was a more chill thing that you could ride to warm up to the bigger jumps, way more people would probably come and ride, because they could just like ride the step up easy jump line thing.
Totally.
And then once they're like feeling it, they'll just be up there more, and then eventually they'll ride the harder jumps, and they'll be like, oh, they're not hard, they're chill as fuck, but like they are scary looking. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a sick idea, having that little fucking chill line.
Yeah, it's nice to have a chill line. I don't know, like last year I would have done some more work to it. I don't know if that was before or after you guys were there, but like we kind of added, I added like a drop and like a berm and a step up.
True.
And like if you're going like the blue rider, like I don't want to say girl speed because there's obviously a lot of fucking girls that shred, but like if you're going blue speed, it's just a drop, it's just a step up. But if you're like going full speed, there's actually like slight lips set back further that you can arrow over top of the drop, or you could arrow out of the step up, and there's like a triple you can hit and like land off to the side. So like little things like that. Now I'm trying to look at like blue trails that way, like not so much side hits, but more like how a trail could be ridden at two different speeds.
So I think like Nico Vink has done a bunch of stuff like this.
Yeah, there's that one line I always see like clips of it, and there's like so many fucking lines, and they're all like huge.
Yeah, like fucking insane gaps. But this is a blue trail.
Yeah.
I guess if you ride it at that speed, if you ride it like Nico Vink speed, then it's like a fucking massive jump trail. But for most people, it's just a fucking cruisy blue trail. Yeah, which is like pretty fucking cool, I think.
It is crazy too. Like I don't want to like fucking self-jerkulate here. This trail we did last year in Logan Lake, the fastest trail I've ever built in my life, and yet like you're watching blue riders go down it and they're like just having a good time. Like I don't think that a blue rider dragging their brakes a little bit causes brake bumps so much. I think that mostly comes from when everybody has to shut it down for something, like there's a berm or something.
Built. Yeah, it's like you fucking haven't. You've just gone straight downhill into a berm. It's like, well, of course, everyone's braking.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Whereas if you can ride a trail really fast and there's nothing that shuts you down, but maybe you're a rider that doesn't ride as fast as that trail is, I don't think that's going to cause so much brake bumps, not from what I've seen. So anyways, this trail out in Logan Lake goes through this ravine that's like steep as fuck ravine. And the top speed that we measured was like 65 kilometers an hour. But the tabletops are still blue. They're just kind of built so mellow that you're hanging on. But it's like, it's cool to like ride a trail, and it's like almost scary to ride with your buddies because you just know you're going to be going warp speed. Yeah. But then you're like at the bottom, and then like a mom and her kid rolls up, and they're just like having a good time on it. Like now that's almost like the dragon I'm trying to chase these days.
And I fucking was talking to someone about this today, about Sun Peaks, the blue trail there. What's that fucking called?
Stella?
Super Nugget? That one?
That's the black trail. Super Nugget fucking revolutionized flow trails, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best flow trails I've ever ridden in my life. We like every time I've only been there a couple of times, but basically just fucking ride that 20 times in a day, and like it's so fucking good. Like that's by far the best flow trail I've ever ridden.
The first time I rode Super Nugget, I was like, how the fuck did they make this?
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they did it, but it's fucking insane.
No, that's that was the Ron Penny guy. True. And his crew, Brad Stewart, Landmark, they built that before I worked for them. Yeah. And I think if like that trail like revolutionized black flow, like I think there's always going to be a spot for like an A-line. Yeah. Like A-line is a sick trail, and everyone wants to emulate like that style. Yeah. Like just the wide, like kind of not brainless, but just tabletops that you can ride through. But like with Super Nugget, they were just so dialed in on line choice and grade, and like making it safe to go really fast. And then there's always
so like, you're just fucking hauling ass the entire way down. Yeah. It's not dangerous, but like you're fucking flying.
And the wildest thing is like how small the jumps are.
For sure, yeah. It's like kind of just cruising. Yeah, you don't really. It's like it doesn't matter that there's no jumps on it. You just like everything's like tire slides and fucking. You're in the air a bit, but like it's not like you're hitting fucking big jumps. But it's better than. I think it's better than A-line. In my opinion.
If I was to like choose between what I wanted to ride, like that one was like, okay, we can rewrite like trail building essentially. I think that's what they did.
I think it's like probably top 3 bike park trails I've ever ridden. Yeah, it's funny. I fucking another dude, like fucking big inspiration. That Sean Bevan dude that I was saying I was going to do the bike park with, he was the first person that said about grade reversal, and I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I remember we're on the chairlift in Whistler, and you know the fucking there's like you're just almost at the top of the bottom chairlift, like Fitzsimmons' chair, and there's
the A-line berm.
Yeah, there's the A-line berm right, and it's underneath the thing, and he's like, man, it's always just fucked. Like the run into it is always brake bumps. They like fucking they'll buff it up, you ride it for like half a day, and it's just fucked again. And he's like, they should just fucking move that berm like up the hill by like 10 feet and put it over there, and then you have to go up. Just like you use all that speed, it goes up, you slow down, go around the berm, go back down again. And he's like, that's what grade reversal is. And then the brake bumps will disappear because you can't get up to the berm without, you don't need to slow down. He's like, you're going downhill into a 180 berm. Of course there's fucking brake bumps, you're going too fast. Like, you're braking. Everyone's braking, you have to brake.
You'll hear people say like, oh, I just need to slow it down. Let's do a berm. Let's do a switchback. if you turn downhill, you will accelerate 100% of the fucking time.
Yeah, so you're going downhill.
You don't go downhill to slow down. You go
Yeah.
uphill to turn down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
grade reversal into berm, and it took me way too long to figure that out.
Yeah.
And like that's like one of the biggest regrets now is I look at like how many switchbacks I built in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're always like, oh, if I just build it bigger, if I just stack it taller and spend more time stacking this giant berm, and now like you're never going to be able to maintain that. People are always going to be dragging their brakes through it unless you're on like dead flat ground. You're always going to accelerate going down. So the grade reversal in front of a berm, and then using that berm as your drop in essentially for the next run across the slope. And obviously, like the more you can not do switchbacks too is like the biggest thing.
Yeah, so Sean had this trail at his bike park. It's like a blue trail, and it's like the perfect example of how to do grade reversal. It's like the whole way down the hill, you could ride it brakeless. I had that in my head when I was building those jumps, like my jumps on the coast. I was like, how can you? I wanted to be able to ride it brakeless, but it's just such a steep hillside that you just can't. But yeah, it's just like that thing. Is like anytime you pick up speed, go back uphill. And the sick thing with jumps is you can jump uphill. Like you can do a big step up, and you don't have to, the landing doesn't have to be as big because it steps up, and like you're constantly, as soon as you get speed, if I can just do a jump, goes uphill.
Totally.
Yeah, I think, man, I fucking like I don't really enjoy. So there's a few trail. I have an e-bike, obviously. I ride it a lot, and I used to really like steep, technical kind of shit on like the downhill bike. Like back in the day, I was like, I did like race downhill bikes when I was younger, and like spent a lot of time like going to Morzine, and I just fucking loved like steep shit. And nowadays, I just feel like it's like a waste of energy. Like how like if you spend that long pedaling up, even on an e-bike, there's some trails you ride and you're like, they use the hillside so well. You're like constantly pumping and like you're trying to corner fast and like you're just like trying to carry speed, like working for speed and trying to carry the speed the whole time. And then some trails are just like straight downhill and you're on the brakes and you're like, I don't
like being on the brakes so much,
hate
right?
It, yeah, like, it's like kind of hurts your hands. And like,
no, I love that now. Like just the crossing a hillside essentially, and just like seeing how long you can go without having to use the brakes, and like sometimes like maybe that IMBA standards solutions whatever gets like made fun of, but that is one thing they kind of say right off the bat, like contour across the slope, like first page, and like that's probably one of the biggest things trail builders don't do. Even when you're stacking switchbacks like that, every switchback you do is going to boost your average grade up by like a ton. True. So even if you're like trying to get whatever 5% across the slope, and then you're like, okay, time for a switchback, now all of a sudden you've added like minus 18% grade into it. So like you're going to be breaking there for sure. Yeah. On that, is there any trends in trail building that's like building in general that you're just not into?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I fucking ride so little stuff that like I don't really know. I don't know. I wouldn't say there's any even trends that I'm aware of, to be honest, because I just fucking stay on the coast and ride the same shit repeatedly. So I don't really see like the coolest shit. Like, this is the thing with Instagram, is it's like you basically like curate your own version of the internet. So you just like, all I see is the stuff I want to see, and I don't see any stuff I don't want to see. So like I don't really know if there's anybody doing stuff I don't really like.
I find Instagram too, like the algorithm, it knows you like biking, it knows you like trails, but it doesn't quite yet pick apart like the types of trails. The algorithm's not quite there yet.
I think so. Actually, the way that Whistler jump lines have gone over the years, I think they've got progressively shitter because they're just getting safer and safer. Yeah. I think like big step ups where you land at the peak of your air fucking suck. Like the new dirt, I know it's not even new anymore. It's probably built like fucking 6 years ago. But like the second half of Dirt Merchant, like the first straight on Dirt Merchant is fucking genius. Like it fucking works so well. And then you go around that big 180 berm, and then from that point to the bottom, like the berms are all tiny. The grade's like really mellow. So if you get like a few braking bumps in one of the berms, and you just can't. I guess I don't have a chain, but like you shouldn't have to fucking paddle on a jump line.
No.
So, and then like there's a couple of big jumps, but like you have to pump everything at it, and you jump and then you land on. It's just like you just land at the peak of your own. You're like, I think obviously you're trying to make shit safe. You just don't get lawsuits, but like also you've just completely compromised like the feeling of the trail. Like A-Line has like probably not half the amount of jumps, but there's a lot of spaces where there used to be 3 jumps where there's now 2 jumps.
Right.
and you're just like barely off the ground. Like the lip's really long, really mellow. It's stepped up. You kind of like jump, and then it's like a roller with the middle cut out almost.
Fuck,
Whereas,
man,
like,
they're not going to let you on the hill now.
fuck.
Well, I guess this ain't going to come out for a while, probably. So you'll be gone for.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
see by
that. Yeah,
then.
so that kind of shit, just like compromising stuff to make it safer. I understand, but like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You kind of have to have like, yeah, that's why like the therapy spots that exist are so good. Like the jump spots where people like really kind of, that's where you can be creative for sure.
Yeah.
It is nice to see like creative trails. Like I haven't rode Dirt Merchant in a few years, which is probably bad. I should probably go ride it. So I can't really speak too much of that. But
Yeah.
like I think like it is nice to have those trails that you can just like rapid fire people down, like from a business perspective.
For
like
sure.
That's how it has to go, obviously, but it would definitely suck if that's what every single trail was like.
Yeah.
And I think like that you would hate to see it go that way, and sometimes it feels like it definitely could. Like everything's just going for that. Like you see like the mulchers now and stuff, like trails are starting to be built for the machines that are maintaining them more than like for the people riding them, almost in a way.
Yeah.
Which
It's like
again, from a
yeah.
business perspective.
Yeah. Is there anything that compromises the riding for something, whatever the fucking thing is that it's compromising it for? That kind of sucks. There's a lot of good shit. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. A lot of good variety out there.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the maintenance aspect of trails too. Like obviously, whatever tools that can help the people maintaining a trail are good to have. And like if you have to maybe make it a bit wider, like I'm always trying to go narrow, so I struggle like with like, oh well, let's build it wide so we can get the mulcher down it. But it is, like I'm starting to get it, but now I'm like, well, if we can just lower the maintenance in the first place through the design of the trail,
Yeah.
like that's kind of nice if you don't feel the need to bring whatever another machine down it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Or at least a decade, I guess.
Yeah, I think if it was like so I remember someone talking about this with Worcester years ago, a couple of years ago when they did all the Creekside shit. So they've like obviously built a new load of stuff in Creekside, and it's dialed for the first couple of months, and then now all of a sudden you've got all these fucking massive blue trails with fuckloads of brake bumps in them,
Dude.
and like the trail crew is the same size, and it's like you can't. Stuff's so much easier to build than it is to maintain. Like maintaining haggard blue shit is like
It's hard.
it's a fucking nightmare.
And yeah, a lot
Without
of
it,
people
'cause you
think
can't-
you
yeah.
can just send a machine down to like groom it essentially, like
Yeah.
you would a ski run, because that is kind
Yeah.
of how the ski hills think. Like they're like always looking like for ways to just make it like kind of grooming a ski run, but like it's difficult to just go. You essentially have to rebuild a trail, and then
Yeah.
I have a hard time like just like putting something back together that I know is going to look like fucked again the next day
Yeah, yeah.
because it's poor design. You're breaking into a switchback or a berm like that.
I think that's the thing is that grade reversal shit is like the answer to everything.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like if you fucking built it properly in the first place, you will never get braking bumps because no one's going to be braking because it's built at the right grade. There's grade reversals into every corner. Yeah, it's just. But yeah, I don't know if that's like a trend or just people that don't really know what they're doing. Because there's so many people building so many trails. Like,
Totally.
of course, there's people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you go to Europe and it's just like there's hundreds and hundreds of resorts and they're all building trails and you're like 95% of them are going to be fucking terrible because like people
Yeah.
they just don't know what they're doing.
Then you have organizations that are kind of trying to standardize trail building a little bit, and
Yeah.
then like you look at maybe some of the work those organizations support or promote, and you're like, well, that's going to be fucked too. I can visually see it. So I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like there's no like organizing body that's like, okay, you got to put a grade reversal in front of a berm. Like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe people will hear this. Like, I wish I heard that way sooner in my career. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't fucking even know what it was. I mean, it's like you've been building for fucking your entire life, get to like 26, 27, and someone says grade reversal, and you're like, what the fuck is a grade reversal?
Yeah. It's funny because grade reversal's in IMBA trail booklet, but it doesn't say anything about speed. It just says water. It catches water off the
True,
trail. So
yeah.
like, it's all correct information, but it's missing information. It doesn't say anything about switchbacks. Grade reversals are for drainage only, not speed. The whole speed thing isn't really like talked about so much.
Yeah.
Like even like people talk a lot about trail design and they're all focused on drainage a lot, and like that's like everyone's like, oh well, I like the sustainability, I like this to be sustainable, but it's like speed is sustainable, and like the guys that seem to really understand speed the most are the guys that build jumps and stuff, not so
Yeah,
much the
yeah.
ones that have just kind of started with like building some blue flow trail.
Yeah.
So like the speed is like speed control has got to be number one, I think.
For sure, I think so, yeah.
Obviously, like everything else matters too, drainage and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like sustainability starts at speed.
Yeah, especially if it's starting, like if you're building flow trails, I guess, like, yeah, it's like, you can be fast and still have control. Like, it's not like it sucks because if it's fast and shitly built, it's just going to be bumpy as fuck, but it can be fast and well built and then it'll be smooth.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to maintain the brake bumps if you're fucking...
You don't need to constantly be trying to slow it down.
No.
Well, let's talk about titties, man.
True.
The boobs.
The boobs.
I was reading what you were talking about there, using those as speed control, and I never really thought about them as speed control so much. Like
on my jumps, there's this spot so originally that line started with a step down, like a big kind of drop thing, and then I built a few other things above it, but I never finished them. I moved away before I ever got them running, and then my friend John did a bit of digging up there in a few years. I wasn't living on the coast, and it was basically his idea, which is pretty sick. He built, like we were saying about like grade reversal. There wasn't really any way to go back up the hill because it's like you come up out of the gully, left hand hip, and then the drop is back down into the gully. But like you're going too fast for the drop because the features are built above the original start. So his solution was the boobs. Basically, it's like you land on one, which is you fucking land and slide, which kind of loses a bunch of speed. And then there's another one next to it, after it, which is like you tie a slide and lose a bunch more speed. Yeah, it's a fucking genius idea, I thought, because it's like, it's obviously a fun feeling, but like it does actually, you just fucking drop a load of speed.
It's probably not something like I would do in the middle of a flow trail because now your tires are like fighting the dirt, so it could get a hole. But like, I've done it in certain spots where it's like I don't want people slashing my berms, but like I'll give them something to get that feeling out of their system. I'll just make a roller or a boob off to the side, and it's like, okay, a hole's gonna form over there, and they can have it and slash it. There's like one picture in there. You actually made like a full on, like it wasn't even a transition at the bottom. It was like the edge, the V. And you're talking about how you went back from that after because you wanted the curvature a little bit. Yeah. So is that like the speed control is coming more from the slide or from like the hooking up into that catch at the bottom?
Yeah, I guess so. John's original idea with it was like, you know when you ride like a fucking steep downhill track where you can't really control your speed because you're just going, it's like too steep to slow down. And then there's just like a little fucking berm at the bottom that catches you. Compose yourself and then go on to the next one. And he was trying to achieve that kind of feeling, I think. Yeah, it comes from the fact that it's all kind of curved out. Like the original one he built was like half a boob into this the whole thing was all curvy. And it felt fucking insane, but it didn't look that sick. And I think we just went back and rebuilt the whole top half of the jumps. And we were just trying to make it look as sick as possible. And by we just made the whole sliding surface became flat, and then at the bottom we just put this V rut in. Actually, it's really hard to like judge because it's kind of blind. It's like you jump out of a bit of a corner onto it, and you just land where you land. But when it's flat, you have to land in the exact right spot to get all the slide to slow down before you hit the rut. A lot of the time you miss it, obviously, but you're going at the same angle as the flat thing, so you end up just landing on a horrible thing.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But like. Yeah, so we changed it a bunch of times and it just got like shitter and shitter. But actually, we should just fucking knock it down and put it back to exactly how it was. Because originally it was fucking so you could just jump at it wherever you landed because it was a complete like boob shape, and then it went into like a big kind of Burmy.
There's like some clip of it. Maybe it was Remy hitting it. I had never seen anything quite like that before. Like there's always like the off camber or whatever people do, but like that was like the first song like jumping into it, like airing a gap into a fucking structure that's opposite shaped.
Yeah, it's a fucking crazy thing to ride. It's really fun.
Yeah.
The only thing is, so hard to judge. So you know with like jumps, they're so chill once you get used to it. There's no like jarring element to it, like a flow trail. So this is one thing. Actually, here's the thing I don't like about. I don't think it's really a thing anymore. But like when people started putting whoops in flow trails,
oh dude,
fucking so shit. I fucking can't stand them. Yeah, it's just like the opposite of a flow trail. But anyway,
my one buddy Jaden that was on trail crew with me quite a few years ago, he's always telling me, "Let's build some moto whoops. Let's build some moto whoops." I was like, "We fucking have them everywhere. They're called brake bumps, dude."
Yeah, like literally. The fucking worst thing, and so many people are just like, I feel like it's gone away.
I think so. It's short-lived trend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like you feel like
Each
shit.
their own. I remember like seeing some pop up in Kamloops, like over on Ord Road, I think, like early season kind of spot, and they were like full on like trenches dug into the ground with like high piles, and like you'd see like the odd like super enduro-y kind of guy like go through, and he's just. But it's like fuck, that doesn't look like it feels good.
Yeah, it's like literally.
To each their own, I guess. Like obviously people like different things, but
I don't think anybody likes flips.
in the middle of a flow trail, I'm like, it's not the feeling I'm going after, but.
No. So it kind of is like that in terms of when you.
Man, these disrespectful fucking kids in the hallway making noise while they don't know we're trying to podcast in here.
So, yeah, when you ride like a set of BMX jumps, for example, you get super comfortable with like the flow that you get between every jump. So you can almost, after you learn it, you can kind of switch your brain off a little bit and you can just fucking ride it. But the problem with that fucking slider thing, it's not very flowy. It doesn't flow nicely. It's just like you like pump a roller, jump a jump. Like so anyways, everything's like flows. Then you get this slidey thing, which is like every time you ride it, it's a little bit different, and you're like it's kind of unpredictable, and sometimes it's like quite easy to fuck it up, and like so it's a fucking sick feeling, but it's a little bit too unpredictable for like. It's the thing that you worry about the most when you drop into the line.
I could see that, yeah. The unpredictable feature. Well, it sure looks flowy when you guys are hitting it in the video.
Yeah, when you get it right, it's nice. But like, I don't fucking get it right very often. Like Remy and Brandon are lots better at riding bikes than I am. So when they ride it, it's like, oh, that looks sick. When I ride it, I'm just like, it just fucking feels like shit.
There was a while where I was trying to do that like full on like 90-degree edge thing at the bottom of all my berms. I was like, well, the important part is that you get up on the berm onto this like thing, and I wasn't even doing like the round bit of it. I was just doing like straight up like two faces that you're transitioning to, and I guess there's like situations where it could be cool, but now I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that anymore. True. It's like a little harsh feeling sometimes in the
like in the bottom of the berm.
Yeah, in the bottom of the berm, like I went through a phase packing the berm with the bucket. Then I had bucket smear the bottom so that it left like a perfect like line around the inside of the berm, and like I guess
really like that. I think it's cool.
I like it in some spots, but like every berm, not so much. Like now I'm using the machine to like track pack the berm, and like my berms aren't even that steep anymore. Like they're pretty mellow, I guess. It's situational, I guess. Like I'll probably build berms completely different a year from now.
Yeah.
It always changes, but that like that knife edge in the bottom of a berm.
So I always try to build berms where I guess it's completely different style. It's not like fucking blue photo. It's like everyone's fucking riding at different speeds on that. But when it's in jumps, I think there's a speed that you ride it at. Like it's basically because it's like you get this much speed from this jump, and you're gonna have this much speed for the next jump. There's an angle that you're gonna ride it at. Basically, you're gonna be leant over, pretty much the same angle every time you go around the berm.
Yeah.
And I like to try. I don't achieve it very often, but I like to try to build the entire berm 90 degrees. I don't know if that's perpendicular. I'm not sure if that's right. So like whatever angle you're going to be leaning at, your tires are going to be completely flat against the berm.
Totally, dude.
So I think like because like that is the speed you're going to ride the berm at, isn't it?
Sometimes
that's kind of my goal, but it doesn't fucking happen very often. But
like, I know what you mean. It's like you're trying to keep underneath the bike flat ground, but the forces of the bike are gonna like. I would picture almost like a arrow pointing below your bike underneath the ground.
Yeah.
And that's always going to be straight down below you. And that's basically like your momentum. That's your gravity force is going straight down. Yeah. So you're trying to always like cross that perpendicularly with the ground.
You've got it.
Totally. That's cool to hear someone else say that. They like seen visually that.
Because it's annoying when the berm's too mellow to carry enough speed around. That like really fucks me off. And it happens a lot, like especially when shit gets more haggard, as well. Like it's just like stuff gets worn out, and there's like this horrible rut around the actual riding line.
Totally.
Like, I can't ride below it because the bottom. So this is kind of my thing with that. Like when you have a berm that's kind of curved from the bottom to the top, the bottom half of the berm is useless. You can't ride around it on that angle. Like it doesn't work with the speed. And the same with like shark fins. I fucking really fucks me off when people build shark fins with a little fucking curved bit at the bottom, because like you can't do the gap from there. Why is it there? Like that's useless. You know what I mean? Whereas it like so I always tried to build a shark fin where there's like there's zero, like no curve in the Z axis, whatever. Like there's just like fucking one angle the whole way around and it changes at the start. It's gonna shit to listen to because it's like nowhere fucking. You know what I mean? Visually.
Yeah, I'll eventually have to, maybe if this actually goes anywhere, I'll have to like get some video involved in diagrams and fucking who knows.
But like, there's no way of it's basically there's one way to ride it, and at whatever point you are on the shark fin, This is why they're so hard to build, and this is why they're so sick, because it's like you're getting more and more lent over the further around you go, and then the ground needs to be like just supporting you. Wherever, if you could be really low down or really high up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because you're still at the right angle for the thing.
Scary when shark fins aren't like tilted enough too.
For sure.
So you're like drifting at the same time.
There's one at the start of Coastal Cruise. I've stopped riding it. It's just like this fucking mellow piece of shit, to be honest. Like, not bagging out whoever built it. It just doesn't get any maintenance. It's only nice when it's dialed. It's nice. I've maintained it in the past. Like, it's just like a.
You ever ride Wrangler at the bike ranch? It's like not Fistful. It's to the left of Fistful. It's like the other block jump trail.
Line. Yeah.
It's got like one shark fin on it. It's a sick shark fin. I find it like kind of scary every time I do it, but I know like.
It's like a big left hand one.
Yeah, big left hand one. And like the higher you go off that thing, the better it feels. But when you take off at the top, like it feels like you're like 18 feet in the air.
Sure. Man, there's one on Coastal Cruise like that. It's fucking massive. It's like a big 180 one.
They're always rebuilding that one too.
I think this is the problem with shark fins in bike parks. They just need constant maintenance.
Yeah.
Because the riding line gets fucked. Like on a berm, the riding line can get fucked and you can kind of figure out a different way around it. But a shark fin's a fucking takeoff.
Yeah.
Like if it's fucked, it's fucked. You can't you have to go around that thing because you have to take off at that point to land on the landing at that speed. Like if it's haggard.
Yeah, unless your dirt is like amazing dirt that sticks together forever.
Yeah.
It's also like the more you displace dirt sometimes too, the more nature and just wants to put it back to where it came from a little bit.
For sure,
so like when you have tall features, even like steep lips, like one of the reasons I started going away from the steep lips is because it's like it's even outside of that, like bike caused damage to a trail, like just nature will take over on those things more. So maybe the shark fins just being such a tall, abrupt point. I like cut myself off from shark fins for a while. It's like I'm building too many of them, and like every berm, it's like you can almost build berms easier if you turn them into a shark fin. Sometimes it seems
it's like what's the point of building a berm when it could be a shark fin? It's like shark fin's best of both worlds. You get the corner and the jump.
Yeah,
whereas a berm's just a corner.
Now I'm like, okay, buddy, you got to build some more shark fins again. It's been a while. Like now this shit's getting boring if I don't.
Yeah, I think definitely it's a funny one though in bike parks, isn't it? Because it just can't get enough maintenance and like. They do get ridden dry and like.
I think it's a tricky one too for like newer riders to wrap their head around because like it's hard to put yourself into those like fucking footsteps of a blue rider. But like if you're learning to turn and maybe you got that dialed and you learn jumps and dialed, now you got to figure it out at the same time.
Also, opposite ones. You're like if you turn to the I turn to the right, like a massive right hand shark fin. I'm stoked. Yeah. Massive left hand shark fin. Fucking terrifying. Like so fucking
totally
scary.
Both ways.
Yeah.
There's that one feature I think in Carpal Tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a left hand step up shark fin into like a dirt wall ride. And then I think you popped out of that back opposite. So it was like a transfer into a wall ride.
That thing was fucking sick.
Yeah, that thing was cool.
Yeah, that felt so fucking nice. The first time I rode it, I didn't quite commit to it, and I kind of slipped down a bit, and then like I was like, Christian was like, dude, it's literally, you can't fuck it up, just fucking do it properly. And you just go off of it, lean in, get it right, it's fucking perfect. It's like basically like a curved wall ride, but it's like the right radius that you just fucking stick to it and it kicks you out the end. But also just past that, there's a fucking massive left-hand shark fin. And it's fucking terrifying. Because it's the wrong way.
Huh.
Yeah. Just like, I never really thought about it, because all the ones I've ever built have probably been to the right. No, I've definitely built some. Yeah, so I guess it's like hips, isn't it? It's like, fuck man, on my jumps, everything's slightly to the left. But I prefer going to the right. It's really fucking annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way that the landscape is, everything had to be slightly to the left. But it's literally like the first jump's a left hip, the second jump's a slight left hip, the fucking main jump's slightly to the left, then you go around the corner and the last jump's a massive left hip, and you're like... But, yeah, it's funny how all that kind of shit is.
I guess like tables, I like to table one way a little bit more of like the old shoulder buzz style. Not well, by the way. But then the other way is like more of like the downhill style table top and like, yeah. What do you think your favorite build you've done so far? is
Fuck, that's a
anything
fucking
that sticks out.
tough question.
Yeah. I don't even know if I could answer that question. So.
Yeah, it's all like they're all like different fucking
Stupid question. Stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. Well, no, I think my favorite looking jump that I've ever built is that big left hip at the bottom of my jumps, like the big one that has like two.
Oh
bands,
yeah,
that
like the step up kind of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic, dude.
Yeah, like that's definitely to ride. It's pretty gnarly. The build.
Yeah, hips are a funny one because it's like it's smoother almost the further away the landing is, like out.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much distance, but like the worst hips, like the ones I always struggle with the most to build, are like the really like I guess the dirt merchant hip. Like they're sick to or whatever. They go like snowboard style hips, but like you have to have the landing so goddamn steep for it to be smooth, and then like people start jumping to the inside and there is no landing anymore. Like
I think like a 45-degree hip is like the fucking perfect situation because it's like if you're going faster, you go it's like if it's a left-hand hip, for example, and you're going faster than usual, you just go further to the right, and you've got this variable distance jump.
Totally.
And it's like whereas like
the full 90 is hard to.
Fucking I don't know if I've ever ridden a full 90 hip that I really liked. Basically, you just can't have any. It has to be steep as fuck because you can't travel forwards. There's no forwards. It's all up and down. So it has to be like quarter to quarter, like in a skate park. A 90-degree hip is sick.
Yeah,
but it's like a fucking quarter pipe to a quarter pipe. I think it has to be basically that. Otherwise,
not terrible.
Yeah.
Who do you think are some of the up and coming builders that you're seeing these days? I mean, obviously you mentioned some guys that are your inspirations, but how about like some younger guys? Or maybe just no, I don't know. They don't have to be young. They could be fucking old. I don't know.
I think like that thing that Sam Hodgson and Vero, like their line, looks fucking. That was like the fucking coolest thing I've seen in years. That like that
with all the alternative.
Like the backyard battle thing.
That was sweet.
There's a dude, Oscar Powell. I've never met him, but like I guess he does a lot of machine work on that shit. And like JP was like fucking raving about him. I definitely like Remy's like he just he's I don't know the dude, but definitely his name came to mind when you said that. Like he's probably doing cool shit. Who's a dude? There's a guy in fucking Poland maybe. Crack Trails. What's his fucking name? Everything's just clean as fuck. Yeah.
You're a Polish guy out there building really clean shit. Good for you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know really. I just think anybody that's fucking doing it like for fun, anybody that's just out digging shit in their own time is fucking sick. Basically, I think even regardless of how good it is, or like because that's just most people that build shit. It's like pretty rare that you go to a spot that someone's built in their spare time and you're like don't see something that you're like, well, that's pretty cool the way they've done that thing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Good to see people out there doing it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
I always kind of thought like to really like if you want to do it as a job and like make money from doing it, have a career, you probably like should do it as a hobby.
There's very few people that I know that I would respect as trailbuilders that only do it for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people just do it for money and they don't do it in their spare time, I'm kind of like, you just don't have the time to fucking experiment. Because if you're always building to someone else's budget on their timeline, you don't have the time to experiment with how you're...
Yeah, all your mistakes are happening on a project someone's paying you for.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. It's like you don't have the time to like... When you build your own shit, you build it, you ride it, you realise it sucks, you change it, you realise it still sucks, and you change it again, you're like, actually, that did actually work, it got slightly better. But if you're just doing it on someone else's project, you literally turn up, build it, fuck off, probably ride it once, leave. You just don't know that you're building something that isn't very good all the time. But when you're building your own shit, it's like, yeah, you that's how you get better at stuff. But anyway, like, the sickest thing is people that get paid to build and build shit for themselves. Like, that is fucking cool as fuck, I reckon. Like, if you're working, building stuff, and then on the weekend you're going to go and build stuff, or like, I've done shit where I've like worked fucking 8 hours building, and then in the evening I go and dig. Like that, and I know like Remy does that. I know like JP's done that. It's just like that's the kind of shit where like those are that's the ingredients for like being a really fucking sick trailbuilder, I think. Yeah. Because you just obviously fucking love it. So.
Yeah. All right, last question. What's your dream project? Dream build?
I want to do this time lapse thing that I was just talking about. So I also want to do a fucking e-bike project because what I've just realized in the last few months thinking about it is I want to try and get a bunch of money to do this time-lapse project on my jumps, which visually, video-wise, would look fucking sick. But I spend so much time digging my jumps, and actually the majority of the time I just ride my e-bike on trails that other people have built, and I'm just like, no, this is, I mean, it's sick, but this could be better, this could be better. If I could spend like 5 or 6 months hand building a fucking e-bike trail that I could then ride every day for like, I mean, because I ride my e-bike like fucking 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So like I can actually, like I spent all this fucking time digging the jumps, ride them once every couple of weeks, and then I ride my e-bike every day.
It's funny how that happens when you get an e-bike.
Yeah, like actually what I've, at the moment, the ones I'm thinking about the most is like massive time-lapse video project, building a bunch more jumps on the end of my jumps, and then e-bike video trail project thing where I spent fucking, again, 5 or 6 months hand building an e-bike trail that I can then ride every day for the rest of my life.
I could do like a whole nother podcast on e-bikes and trails for e-bikes.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden now you can go uphill, not like moto style or anything like that, but like you almost need support in the berms. I'm noticing climb trails are starting to get clapped because like they don't have berms.
Yeah.
And then you ride a uphill trail that has berms on it, skinnies on it even, and shit like that.
Yeah.
Jumps don't really work so much because you're like your seat's up in your asshole.
Yeah.
But like
climbs are fun on e-bikes.
Yeah, it's like a new thing that's just starting to seep out is like e-bike specific climbs where like a normal bike can still get up it just fine, but on an e-bike it actually comes alive.
Yeah.
It's just like a new sport, dude.
It's like, yeah. And it made me fall in love with actually mountain biking again. Because I like, obviously, like I said, I used to ride like really like mountain bike trails. And then I moved to Worcester, got into riding jumps, moved to the coast, got more into riding jumps. And like spent like the last 5 or 6 years just riding jumps. And got like kind of very picky with the kind of jumps I want to ride. And then I'd ride technical mountain bike trails so infrequently that when I did ride them on my very jump specific bike, it fucking sucked because I was like, I'm shit at riding it. My bike's really hard. The tires are too hard. Like the suspension's too hard. Whatever. Wheels are fucking tiny. But then I got an e-bike, and you can ride technical mountain bike trails enough that you get good at it again, because you can do fucking 3 laps in an hour. And you're like, oh, I do actually really fucking like mountain biking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of, having an e-bike with big wheels, like 29-inch front wheel, 27-inch back wheel, whatever. It's like, it feels so fucking sick on like shit that's not really been built. It's like...
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say like it gave them their love for mountain biking back.
Yeah, dude, fucking Adam
like,
Billinghurst literally just said, he's like, I basically quit riding mountain bikes and I got an e-bike and I fucking started doing it again. I was like, yeah, so people are like, I basically didn't ride mountain bikes, I just rode jumps. I'd say like those jumps, it's not even really mountain bike. I mean, it is, but it's not like mountain biking. Yeah, I agree with that. It's fucking...
Yeah, well, like mountain biking as a sport, it's so diverse. So it's like funny having. That's why I think this whole podcast could be kind of cool talking to trail builders, because it's like everyone has such a variety of ideas and everyone's kind of has their own. Like even like there's stuff we've talked about that I'm like, oh yeah, exactly. But like even our backgrounds and everything is so different that like it's like it's like a subject no one's really talking about. And like the e-bike thing, like I think that's like almost the next revolution. And it's funny, you still see like the haters.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I don't even know why I was a hater, but then I realized like all the dorks hated them too, because they're like, well, they don't earn their turns with an e-bike, and I was like, oh, e-bikes are kind of fucking cool if these dorks hate them.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right, man. Well, why don't we fucking call that a wrap for now?
Yeah, fuck yeah, cheers, dude. That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
On it.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, cheers.
First ever episode. All right, bye. Well, I forgot to say the title of the show after all of that. So the show is called The Benchcut. Welcome. Tune in next time to The Benchcut. Bye.